I'm your host, Cas McGeown. We're here at the Your TV studio in Windsor, and we're here to talk about a very important topic for Windsor, downtown Windsor.
And I'm a lawyer. I practice in Michigan, but I've been a resident of Windsor most of my life, including a good chunk of my adult life when I haven't been away at school or pursuing other projects elsewhere. I think that a lot of what I'm hearing today, frankly, seems really disengaged and really out of touch with what my understanding and what my experiences are in terms of how people perceive the downtown. And this idea, this discussion of, well, the residents need to take leadership. And having met and known residents, people who came, as you said, Joyce, 25, 30 years ago, chose downtown and have watched everything been pulled out of the downtown core. And that this process is continuing now, right? With the change and with the hospitals now being that whole process, and there's still a lot of people who are angry and are upset about that, who feel that their voices aren't being heard about that. I'm a young professional. I came back to the city. The last place I looked to live was downtown. I appreciate that there's these wonderful things happening on Saturday mornings, but there's the rest of the time. And and again, we're seeing there's got to be more than just and it's great that we have these businesses that are trying to make this into a destination place organically and naturally. And I think that that this question of leadership is great, but where are we supposed to? My question is, where are we supposed to look for that leadership? I do what I can through my parish, through my own experience in working with people who are experiencing homelessness. And my interactions with them. Windsor has this great history of welcoming new communities, right? We've seen this even the past 10, 15 years with the refugee and immigrant communities that have come in. The homeless, the people who our friends who live on the street, this is a new community that's come into our city. Yes, they've always been here, but now they're much more visible. They're much more noticeable. We have this long history of welcoming these new communities. And I'm just, again, my question is, where is the leadership? Is it simply that, that it's up to all of us? Because again, my experience is people are having a hard enough time making their own way to be, to now also be expected to sort of take on this new role.
The leaders that we have up here, for starters, Lady, how would you react to what she just said?
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
So I think I definitely hear it. On the one hand, I want to say, yes, you're looking for leadership and you're looking to your city councilors and you're looking to the province and you're looking to the government, and it's all of us at the end of the day. So if you chose to come to Windsor and downtown was the last area you looked, then that is a choice that you made. But I can think off the top of my head of 15 or 20 people who came to Windsor and the choice they made was downtown because they came and they invested. And so these are the ones like Barb, these are the ones like Therese, these are the ones like Rino and his own family who live downtown and who are accessing services there every day, who are part of community groups, who are starting committees, who are actively engaged in moving the needle forward. Is it going to happen overnight? No, absolutely not. It's probably not going to happen anytime immediately in the next decade. But there's active work going on with leaders like Rino, with leaders like community groups who are coming out to every community forum to talk about downtown. And we're here to have a conversation about downtown and what to do with downtown. And we can't go 2 minutes without that including a conversation about homelessness. That's not the sum total of what these issues are downtown, or what downtown is, or what downtown is going to be. There's so many more complex parts of it, but we always come back to that because why? Why is that the easiest thing for us to point our finger at?
Okay.
Well, it was like the days when we had all the bars downtown, that we could point the finger at the bars.
And say once they're gone, it'll all be fixed.
So I think there's a desire, because there's a lot of leadership on this, to not organically, but to somehow create a solution to a perceived problem, perhaps.
You want to manufacture it.
When really, if we let things happen naturally, with some good planning, policies backing it up, I think the downtown is in transition. It's been in transition for a long time, but I would ask, is that such a bad thing?
Well, and to your point as well, I mean, we want to point our finger to these big issues, and some of the things that you mentioned are undeniable. Moving the arena out, moving the different things, the hospital moving out to Sandwich South. These are all planning decisions, and there's a lot of sort of unsexy policy issues that have sort of promoted the sprawl of a community for everything to move to the outskirts. Again, it's not unique to Windsor. This is every community in North America that's experiencing that same issue.